Have you ever moved to a new location or a new city and had some challenges in adjusting to that new location? Today we're going to talk about some tips that can help you with that. Principle-based living is all about understanding the principles or the laws that govern this world in which we live. It's about paying attention to our own thoughts and our beliefs and making sure that those thoughts and beliefs are based on principle. It's also about our thoughts and our beliefs drive our behavior, which create our outcomes. And then we also have expectations about what we think that our behaviors will create for us in this life. We have beliefs and expectations about happiness. We have beliefs and expectations about everything that we do in life. In fact, everything we do in life, we do for a reason. But oftentimes, we're not really aware of what that reason is because 90% of the time we're on autopilot, which means that 90% of the time it's the subconscious part of our brain that is coming up with the thoughts and it's driving our behaviors. All of those beliefs and all of those behaviors that come from the subconscious part of our brain, those are learned thoughts and learned behaviors. And because when we're learning them, most of the time we're operating in the subconscious part of our brain, we don't really pay attention. We don't question whether what we're learning is based on principle or not. If it seems to work for us in the moment, then the subconscious just accepts it and believes it and says, okay, that's the way it is. That's the way life is. But oftentimes those assumptions or those conclusions that we make with the subconscious part of our brain are incorrect. And so principle-based living, this is about exposing those incorrect beliefs and helping you to know what the principles are that govern this life and this world in which we live, and then to help you bring your beliefs and your behavior in alignment with those principles, with the result of that being that you can achieve everything that you want in your life. And what I believe that we all want is we really want to be happy. So let's talk now a little bit about moving to a new situation or to a new town. So that moving to a new location is something that we would call an event. So what does that event mean? So if you were moving to a new city, a new location, what would your thoughts, what would your beliefs, and what would your emotion be about that? Now, since all of us are different and we all have different experiences, we're probably all going to have different thoughts and different beliefs, different emotions, and different behaviors as a result of that move. So I could think about the move as something that is scary, that it's intimidating, that creates a feeling of anxiety or fear or nervousness, or it could create thoughts of this is going to be fun, this is going to be exciting, it's a new opportunity, I get to meet new people. And with either one of those beliefs, though, will come an expectation of what that experience is going to be like. And so we come into that new town, that new city, already with some preconceived ideas, fears, emotions, beliefs about what that experience is going to be. So here's the thing. If those thoughts and beliefs are already in my head, and 90% of the time I'm operating from the subconscious part of my brain, and then that subconscious creates a filter or a lens through which we see the world. So there's two basic lenses or paradigms through which we look at the world. There's a paradigm of abundance and a paradigm of scarcity. The paradigm of abundance is based on love. The paradigm of scarcity is based on fear. So let's say my beliefs about moving to the new town are fear-based thoughts. So I'm going to move into this new city with the lens of this is going to be scary. There's a possibility of people not liking me, not responding to me the way that I would like them to respond. Maybe I'm going to have difficulty making new friends. All the negative thoughts that would be part of who I am would begin to be part of those subconscious thoughts in my brain. Now, because of that, my subconscious will create a filter, because the conscious part of our brain can only process a portion of what the subconscious can process. So that filter, the intent of that is to filter out all of the irrelevant information. So because of that, we don't even see it. It's as if it doesn't even exist. So if I move into this location from a fear-based perspective, guess what I'm going to see? All of the things that my subconscious is looking for that are in alignment with those fear-based thoughts. That's kind of scary. So what I've really done is I've created my own reality because of my thoughts and beliefs about what it was going to be like. Now the opposite is true. Let's say I'm excited about moving into this new city, and I'm excited about the opportunities that are there, and I'm excited about the new, friendly, nice people that I'm going to meet, and all of the opportunities that are there for me. That now goes into the subconscious part of my brain, sets up the filter, so that when I move into the new town, it's going to filter out all of the negative stuff. But guess what I will see? I will see all of the things that I programmed my brain to look for. So that's one thing about moving into any new situation or any new setting, is that we can pre-program ourselves by becoming aware of what our thoughts are about this situation. Because the truth is, do I know what this new city is going to be like? Do I know what my experiences are going to be like? Do I know for sure what the people are going to be like? No, I don't know. But why not set myself up to look for what I want instead of to look for what I don't want? Now here's the other part, is it's important for us to really realize what this whole earth experience is all about. And I believe it's about learning and growing and becoming. And as we become the best person that we can be, as we begin to feel our potential, the outcome of that is happiness, because then we make choices that are more in alignment with our true self. So we live in a world that is perfectly imperfect. And so what that means is that we live in a world that gives us the opportunities to grow and learn the things that we need to learn to become the person that we can become. So if we move to a new city, or we go into a new situation, and I'm really struggling with that, and let's say that my belief or my focus is that the problems that I'm experiencing is because of the city that I now live in, and I think that my life was better and I was happier back in the city that I was in before, that's a false belief, because I can choose to be totally and completely happy in any circumstance or any situation. So what happens is, if I'm focusing on things outside of myself, I'm missing the opportunity that life is giving me to learn about myself. So instead, if I'm in that new setting and I'm feeling uncomfortable, then that tells me something about me and my beliefs about myself and who I am. Maybe I'm feeling insecure, or I just lack confidence in myself or my abilities. Now I can examine that belief, because is that true? Am I okay as a person, or am I not okay? Do I have a belief that in order for me to be okay, that I need to be perfect, and that everybody needs to like me, and that everything is supposed to go the way it's supposed to go in my life? Again, if I have that belief, I'm going to be disappointed and unhappy. But if I have a belief that I am imperfect and that I make mistakes, and in fact, in order to live life, it's impossible to go through this life without making mistakes. Mistakes are there to help us learn and to grow and to improve. And so I need to accept myself for who I am, and to know that I am okay as a person. Once I know that, then that fear or anxiety of messing up will decrease or possibly even go away, because I can change that belief about failure. I can really understand that failure doesn't exist. All there is learning opportunities. And so I can try something new, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't mean anything negative about me. It just means there's something that I don't know or that I don't understand. So if I have the right mindset, when things don't go the way that I want them to go, that's a cue or a trigger for me to look at myself, and it's an opportunity to examine my thoughts, examine my beliefs, make sure that they're in alignment with principle. If I don't know the principle that they are aligned with, then I need to be willing to question those beliefs, because maybe they're not true. And then also be willing, if those beliefs are not working for me, to let them go and to replace them with beliefs that are based on truth. So this whole idea of moving to a new town or a new city or entering into a new experience, it gets to be exactly whatever you want it to be. It can be the best experience of your life, or it can be the worst experience of your life. That's your decision to make. What I encourage you to do is to look at your beliefs based on that situation and be willing to question those beliefs. Make sure that your beliefs are in alignment with true principle. Make sure that you see yourself for who you really are, and to recognize if you're not the person that you want to be, that's fine. You can become that person, but first you need to be willing to look at yourself and to identify, well, what are the areas in my life that maybe I'm not where I want to yet be, and then come up with a plan to help you make the changes to become that person. Possibly this move to a new location, and maybe you've moved there and you're feeling lonely or you're feeling out of place. Maybe that's exactly what you need to help you learn and grow and become the person that you can be to achieve the happiness that you want in your life. Thanks for watching today. Be sure and subscribe to our channel. If you want to know more about who we are, visit our website at principlebasedliving.com. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn, be sure and follow me here.